wait, the last bottom line. Interesting. You know, in Hebrew, how do you say a person goes bankrupt? Not in Hebrew. No, seriously. Poshet regel. Poshet regel. Poshat regel. It literally means he extended his foot. So Rashi explained, because the Gemara is going to say like this, listen to this. Haposik mos lechosno. A person, the father of the girl, says to his future son-in-law before they get married, I commit to give you so much money. Okay? I mean, upon you go to chuppah, you get so much money. Upashalo regel. And then afterwards, he extended his foot. Well, no, so Rashi says, why is that? You know what he says? I mean, he told him, go take a hike. Here, in this context, doesn't mean necessarily he went bankrupt. He chose not to pay. You see, Rashi said one interpretation, it's like a person has mud on his foot. You put out your foot to the man and say, could you please take the, you want to get paid? This is what you could take. You could take the mud. Take the mud off my foot. Okay? So you know, so what does the son? The son-in-law's no fool. You know, he says to the father-in-law, you keep your daughter. So what does it say? Teishav achatal ben rosha. Then until he comes across with the money, she sits till her hair turns gray. The husband has a right to say, look, you committed yourself. You want to marry your daughter. It was contingent. You give me so much money. You don't? Teishav achatal ben rosha. We're not speaking about where, so here it doesn't mean he went bankrupt. He had the means. He chose not to. He says, I'm not gonna bend over backwards to pay. He says, no problem. You don't pay? Your daughter's going to sit till she's going to become an old maid. Not an old maid, an old woman. This is before the chuppah. Adman Omer, Yecholi Shetomar. No. She has a right to say, Ilu ani pasakti latzmi. Eishe v'achtal ben roshi. He says, if I would have accepted, if I would have obligated myself, and I chose not to give you, okay, so I could be blamed. But here, Achshav Sh'aba Posach, my father's the one. Mani Yechola, what am I have no control over my father. So if I have no control of my father, why should I be a victim? That I should end up a woman that could never get married because she's locked in? Okano, so Pator, she says, look, either marry me or give me a get, let me go. Because I can't be faulted. She says, if you want to fault me, if I created the problem. I didn't create the problem, my father created the problem. That's Admon. That's what Admon says. The Chum say no. They could tell the woman, sit forever. Omar, Rebbe Gamliel, Rani is Divri Abban. Rebbe Gamliel says, I understand Admon's position, meaning Admon's position is a more correct position. And the Gemara is going to say, whenever Rebbe Gamliel says, I see Admon's position, we rule this way. Even though we say, Yochad v'Rabim, Halchu Rabim, a minority opinion versus a majority opinion, we always follow the majority. But because Rebbe Gamliel says, over here, Rani is Divri Admon, we follow Admon's position. So they say to the husband, you either marry her or let her go. He can't hold her up. You have it? On many things. Admon said a number of things. No. He said a number of things. So there's nothing. He says, I agree with Admon in this case. Yeah, good, separate. Multiple things, he says. I agree with Admon's position. Doesn't make a difference. Gamliel said they're still more right. Admon is more right regarding this particular case. No, so the Gemara is going to say, whenever Gamliel says that, we rule like Admon. We rule like Admon. We're going to have, the Gemara here is going to say it. No, so Tosa said earlier, even though Gamliel said it, because even Admon really didn't argue. It was only a question, what was proper, what was not proper. Yeah, that was Tosis. Remember the case where there wasn't enough, there wasn't enough to cover the boys and the girls. So Admon says, because I'm a zocher, because I'm a male, I should lose out. I'm an heir. On the Torah level, I have a right to inherit everything. So he said, Rodnis Divri Admon, over there. So over there, Tosis explains, but yet Tosis asks, we don't rule like Admon. We rule that what? If there's only enough assets, the girls can get it. Not like Admon says. So in that, Tosis says, what Admon was saying, he says, I agree with you, but it's difficult to hear it. Right? So he says, meaning Gamliel says what Admon is pointing out is a valid point. But factually, is what the Chachamim, that if there's only enough for the girls, not for the boys get, the boys go beg. Okay? But over here, this is something else. Do you force them to give a get? Don't you force them to give a get? Run is Divri Admon. You can't fault her. She didn't obligate herself. You force them to give a get. Either marry or give her a get. Let her go. Okay, Maslis Lo Ki Aitano. We have another version of where Admon and the Chacham argue. Listen to this. The Tanya. Om Reb Yosef Yehuda Lenechu Admon v'Chachomim ala posik mos lechosno. Poshet lo es a regel. He says they don't. If the father's the one who obligated himself, Admon and the Chacham don't argue. They both agree. Shecholi shdoma abba posik olai mani yechol lasos. No, so therefore even the Chacham agree. If the father obligated himself and he doesn't come across, you say to the husband, look, it's not her fault. Everybody agrees. Either give her a get or marry one of the. Alman nechel. Where did they argue? Al sheposko he al atzmo. Here, she obligated us. She was an adult. She says to the man, "You marry me, I will give you so much money." And he goes. They have the kedushin. Comes to the chuppah, and the woman says, "I'm not giving it to you." So then the chum says, "You know something? If that's the case, you'll stay an old spinster. You'll sit there till your hair grays, okay?" Because you committed yourself, you don't come across. So there, she can't fault anybody but herself. So therefore, the Chacham say, "Talbot Teshavat Talbot Rosho." She sits till her hair grays. She has a way to defend her position. Why? She could say, I only obligated because I thought my father would cover me financially. Where do I have money from? Except I relied on my father. Now I see my father's not coming through for me. I can't force him. Originally I counted on him, and he's not coming through. So even though she obligated herself, but since it was based on a perception, thinking the father would, so then Admon says, if that's Kenos, Petor, so therefore Admon says, even then you can't fault her. Even though she was the one who obligated, but since it was based upon a reliance, therefore she cannot be faulted. On that, even when she's an adult, Reb Gamliel says, I accept Reb Gamliel's position that she cannot be faulted because the basis for her obligating herself is only because she believed the father would come across for her. This is not unusual. Many people, they get involved in certain things because they thought somebody would cover. And then they have a what? Like somebody says, if you ever need a favor, always come to me. So a person needs a favor, goes, they say, you know something, I'm too busy right now. Things have changed, okay? But the person who originally got involved never was dishonest. He really, truly believed. So he's disappointed. So because she was unjustly disappointed, you can't fault her. Okay? Tona. Now we have another brisa. B'medvar mamurim bigdola. Avotana kofin. When do we say sit till your hair turns gray? That's only if she's an adult. But if she's a minor, kofin, then you force. Now the Gemara asks, who do you force? Well, we'll see. Kofin laman. Who do you compel? Do you compel the father to deliver the money? Or do you compel the husband to give a get? That's the shayla. The man. Ilaim la'av. Right? Are we forcing the father? If that's the case, it's only a katana. If she's an adult, how do you force the father? The adult, she obligated herself. So it's only because it's the minor. Ella Omer of a kofin labal. Litin get, that's what. A gadola, you can't hold her up. Right? You force the husband to give a get. Right? So as a gadola, you obligated yourself, you got to stand by your obligation. She's an adult. Right? But if she's a minor, you can't fault her. The father obligates himself. How could you fault her? Therefore, you force the husband to divorce the minor. Now, Norman, this is it. This is the statement. Omer Rav Yitzchak ben Loza b'shmei d'Chizkiyo. Rav Yitzchak ben Loza said name of Chizkiyo, Kol Mokom, Shomer Rav Gamliel, Royan is Divri Admon. Whenever Rav Gamliel says, I see the position of Admon, Haloch Gemoso. We rule like Admon. This is the statement. Whenever it says in the Mishnah, Rav Gamliel says, Royan is Divri Admon, that means that is the primary opinion. And we accept that. That's the halacha. Amalei Rav Rav Nachman. Afilu b'braisa. Meaning when he said that, only if I find it in Mishnah, what about if I find that statement in the Brisa? Right? Does it also mean that? Amalei mi kamrina b'Mishnah b'chol mokum. Shomer Rav Gamliel kamrina. He says, when I said we ruled, did I limit it to a Mishnah? I said, whenever Rav Gamliel says the halacha is like Admon, we rule like him. I didn't differentiate whether it's a Mishnah or Brisa. So even if it's found in the Brisa, we rule like Admon. If Rabbi Lil says, I see his position. Okay, now we're over here. Omer Rab Zeiro, Omer Rabbi Yimio. Rab Zeiro said, name Rabbi Yimio, based Dvorin Shema Chonon, Halocha, Chiyotzibo. It's unclear what this means. He says regarding two things. When Chonon said Halocha, right, said Halocha, the Halocha is also something which is similar. And Shiva Dvorim Shama Admon, Ein Halocha, when we say that in 7 areas we don't rule like Admon, right, Chonon says he legislated 2 things, and Admon was 7, right? It's the Mishnah. So it says, so he says in the name, Reb Zera says name Rabbi Rabba, in regard to Chonon, it's those 2 and things which are similar to that. And when we say we don't rule like Admon, it's 7 things which are similar to that. Okay? My karma, what exactly is he talking about? And means and things which are similar to that. Meaning that we don't rule like him, and things which are not similar, meaning that we don't rule. And the 7, the halachas ain't halacha kamoso, and that he says it can't be. You can't say the 7 things which that halacha is not like Admon, because we just finished saying when Rambalil says I see the words of Admon, we rule like Admon. So we can't mean to say that when Admon says it, we don't rule like that, right? Because Rambalil says I see the words of the position of Elochi Kamar. That's good. Shiva Dvorim Admon ein halacha chiyotzi bo. Mean ein halacha hakamoso halacha b'kulu. Right? Meaning, what does that mean? Rega. Ein halacha. So what has he interpreting this? 1 second. Shnei dvarim shama chanan halacha kamoso uchiyotzi, but that's shiva dvarim shama admon ein halacha. Regarding the 7 that I say we don't, chiyotzi ba hakamosa halacha bekudu. Things that are similar, not, but what we do say, then we rule like all of them. Omar Yitzchak bar Elazar shechiz kol mokum shama Ramlei Rani is divri admon halacha kamoso. Omar ein, lo Omar lo. There's nothing similar. It's those particular things. Shnei dvarim shama chanan halacha kamoso yotzi bo. Shiv dvarim shama admon yesh mehen halacha kamoso yotzi bo. Certain of those 7, certain we rule like him in things which are similar to them. Yesh mehen she'ein halacha kamoso yotzi bo. And others, where we say halacha mean like this. The others could be not. But where he says we rule like in this, it means that and nothing else, which is even though it's similar to that. Yeah? Again, he said 7 things. Some we rule, some we don't. But we rule, yes, even things that are similar. But the things which Rabbi Leo says, I see the words Admon, it's only that and not things that are similar to that. Not similar to those things. Okay? Here? But the other is not. It's that and not others which are similar. Okay. Next mission, interesting. Shiloh. Here. Norman, I want you to become a very astute businessman here. Okay? Okay. Look, it says a malach can only do one thing at a time. A human being has greater capacity than a malach. My doctor's an angel. Oh, that's a problem. That means he's limited. Okay. Orel asoder. Listen what happens over here. What happens? A person has a deed on a field, and let's say Reuven sold the field to Shimon. Levi sold the field to Shimon. You listening? Levi sold the field to Shimon. So on the deed you have 6 witnesses. Who signed on the deed? Reuven. He was one of the witnesses. So after Shimon buys the field with Reuven's signature, Levi sold it to him. Reuven comes and says, you know something? Levi stole the field from me. This field that you bought from Levi was a stolen field. He stole it from me. So they said, what do you mean he stole it from you? You signed on the deed. So your signature on deed is an admission that he's not a thief, that Levi didn't steal the field from you. Because if he stole the field from you, how did you sign on the document, on the deed? You got it? Seemingly, right? So listen. A man comes and he with a claim the field is his, and he signed on the deed that the purchaser bought it. He says, your seller was a thief. So if your seller was a thief, how did you sign the document? Be'ed, Adnan Omer, Hasheni Noach Lo, Varishan Koshmenu. Hear this? Adnan says, he's believed. Why? You know what he said? He says, Levi stole the field. He was the thief. But you realize, Levi's a tough guy. If I go to court to Levi, I'm going to lose. So what did I do? He sold the field to Shimon. Shimon is an easier guy. Even though I signed, so the signature is not an indication that I admitted that the field was Levi's. I only signed it to get away from Levi so I could take Shimon to court and claim the field. You know, it's like you got to use a mafia person. Right. You know, regardless of all the proofs you have, you don't want to go to court with that kind of person. Now the mafia sells it for a profit to somebody else. And you sign on it because you want it to be transferred from the mafia to a regular person. Now you go and make your claim. They say, but you admit it. No, I didn't admit. I only signed because I wanted to get it away from the mafia. So the signature on the deed is not an indication of admission that Levi was the rightful owner. Right? Because others say, how does Baldin made it? If I make an admission that the money's not mine, we accept it. No, but over here, since there's a reason why he would do it, that's Admon. Chomomrim, no. Ibir es chuso. By signing on that deed, he forfeited his right, because that's an admission that Levi was a credible owner. Because otherwise, how did you sign the deed? Yeah. Also, simin la'acher, ibir es chuso. Now, what about if he made it a simin la'acher? Let's say in the document said, you know, very often the person sells a field, he identifies which field. How do you know, today, every field has a number in the land office. So you know which piece of property he's selling, right? So in the old days, how did you identify the field? You say, to the right of the field, it's Shimon's field. To the left of the field, it's Levi's. To the north is Yehuda, and to the south is Yisachar. So let's say in the document it said that the field was identified, that the field to the right, so the field that was being sold that's not his claim. But his claim is that the adjoining field is his field. And he signed on the document. Yeah? The witness, he signed the document, said in the document that the field itself to the east is Levi's. Said here, which field is he claiming? And now he wants to come to, and he signed on the document. So although it's identified as Levi, it's still in Levi's position. Now what's the reason why he signed it? Signing on that document is admission that the southern field is Levi's. Otherwise, why did you sign that document? If it's the deed, Levi's the seller, you can come up with a reason. Alton says, Levi's too difficult to deal with. I want it to be transferred out of his domain. Okay. But over here, which document is he signing on? Not the field that's to the south. Another one, but it's used as an identifier, and it's referred to in the document as Levi's. So you're admitting the field to the south is Levi's. You shouldn't have signed on that document. So the answer is, signing means you're admitting it's Levi's. Therefore, you've lost your claim. Even Admon would agree. That's what he says. What about also simin la'acher, ibir es chuso? There he forfeited his right. He has no claim any longer. When he signed, let me ask a question now. Interesting shayla. Interesting question. If a person has a monetary, let's say a loan document, and you want to collect with it, or let's say you have a deed, and somebody says, you know, what are you doing if you present the deed? You know, the one, and of course the person says, I'm the original owner. So he says, but I got a deed. He says, the deed's a forgery. So how does the person who has the deed protect himself that the original owner can't claim it's a forgery? And because if you can't locate the witness, you have a problem. So how do you prove that the document you have is an authentic document? The answer is, when you have the document originally, you go to court, and they certify it as a credible document. It's like a certified check. Right? The bank certifies it, the check is cash. Similarly, when you get the deed originally, you take it to court. The court, they substantiate the witnesses that they're authentic witnesses, and they write 3 witnesses, 3 dayanim, right on it. This document's come before us, and we certified that this is an authentic document. Once he has that, the original owner can't come in along and say it's a forgery, because he has a certification of the court. Okay? Now, when the dayanim write that certification, do they have to read what it says in that document? What are they attesting to? That the signatures are not forgeries. They don't have to test anything, so they don't have to read the document. Because what do you come before the court? Only to show that these signatures are authentic signatures. What it says in the document is irrelevant. What about when witnesses sign on the document? What are they signing? They're signing on the information that says, no, on the information document. So we're going to make a differentiation. Let's say you had a deed, and it identified the location. To the right, to the north is Levi's, to the left, to the south is what's his name? Is Judas. And then afterwards, and the person's a dayan, and now he substantiates the document. Could he come later and say, that field was stolen? But she said, but you certified the document that to the south is Levi. When the dayanim certified that, they don't read the information document. So therefore, it's not an admission. If you're a witness, you don't sign unless you read what it says in the document. You saw it said in the document, Levi. So if it was Levi's field, how did you sign that it's Levi's field if you claim Levi's a thief? So that's an admission. It's not that it is Levi's. But if you're signing as a judge, that's you're certifying the signatures. You don't have to. The dayan doesn't read what's in the document, because the forgery is an issue, not the information, but the signatures. So that's how we make the differentiation. No, that's how they could substantiate one of 2 ways. Either the person will bring the witnesses, and they say, we testified these are our signatures, or they get another document that was certified, and they compared the signatures. So it's being compared from a document that was authenticated to that, and then they give you the certification on the second document. One or the other. Okay? Okay. When we say that if a person is a witness, that's when that's when he forfeits his claim, his right. Because there, when say avol dayon lo ibet zchuso, but as a dayon, you did not forfeit your right. The Tani Reb Chia eno edim chosmel ashar elam kin karuhu. You hear this? Witnesses, they only sign a document only if they read the document before they sign. Because you have to know what you're signing on. Avol dayonim chosmel api shlokaru. But a dayan is able to sign on the document as a certification if he didn't read the document. Because what is he attesting to? The signatures. Yeah, it's interesting. Very often at a wedding, people are called up to witness to sign the ksuba. So you know what they do? They just sign the ksuba. The halacha, and we rule this. You have to read the ksuba because you don't even know what you're signing on. Maybe the man is writing away his life. Well, do you know what you're signing on? How do you sign? I'm attesting that the information is document is whatever it is. Maybe it says in the document that you owe Shimon, owe Shimon $10,000. Or maybe it says, we're going to Disneyland. Do you know what you're signing? You have to know exactly what you're signing. No, I'm saying this is the halacha. Before very often they sit down. Where should I sign? Just sign on the dotted line. But the evidence kosher. But l'chatchila, the proper thing, the witness, you say, well, something you give a person on, he doesn't even understand the language. Even if he reads the words, he doesn't know what the words mean. So, okay. But the right thing is, if you can be called as a witness, you should do some homework and research and understand what, and then when you read it, you'll understand what you're reading. That would be almost like an ADPA. You're signing on his say-so. It's like hearsay. Here you want to sign on something that, you should know. You don't know what you're signing on. I'm not sure. If it would be maybe if 2 people would translate it, so then you have witnesses. I'm not sure. Not sure. So one always, unless there's a divorcee or widow and a regular ksuba. 2, a virgin and a non-virgin ksuba. It's a different amount of money. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're identical. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, sometimes a person would have he would add, he would obligate him to do more. In those days, we spoke about the woman bringing assets into the marriage. That was recorded in the ksuba. You know, it was appraised, and it says she brought so much assets, and of course he has to reimburse her. He has to return it if he dies or he divorces her. So that's nichtit barzo. That was in the ksuba. Okay. Today it's not. It's less complicated. Those days, you know, there were many things that were added in addition to the regular text that it says. I was going to say something. I think what I was going to say. Yeah. See, it's interesting. In Israel, they signed the ksuba, the witness signed under the chuppah. They have the kedushin, then they read the ksuba, and then the witnesses, they put it down on the table, and they sign the ksuba under the chuppah. But it doesn't make a difference. They still don't know. You know what I mean? If you don't, either you understand or you don't understand. Sometimes you have people going up to read the ksuba, and it's clear. They haven't read a ksuba before. They break their teeth on the words. You know? And this person is supposed to be a semi-rabbi. He can't even read the words. So a layman, he's going to read the words. He's going to understand what it means. It's Aramaic. Aramaic. Yeah. Further. Omra Abaye. Lo shonu el la'acher. Aval atzmo lo yibed etzchuso. Hear this. Mean it like this. We said that, let's say the adjoining field was used to identify the field. That's speaking where he's signing on somebody else's document, unrelated to him. What about if the person wrote it himself? Aval atzmo lo yibed etzchuso. Rashi explains. Simin la'acher. Aval osa muzok bo simin la'atzmo sheruvein. Ze orer. Oleo. Shimin mocher soder shebetzido l'ruvein. So ora leo, u'shemeitza lo simoni hamitzorim kosav al soder zu, meitza ploni shelo v'lo micha ruvein. How does he explain that? How does he explain this piece? Yeah, no. Just the second line. He says it's only when is this issue that you if it's used as an indicator when he wrote the document for another party. But if he wrote it for himself, he did not forfeit his right. Domedi lo avdi le hochi lo havi masbin lo neli ma yisloch. Lemeimer, boil the misamodo. 1 second. Lo shon dafke nok mastisen simin la'acher. Avo osa muchzik bo simin la'atzmo shel ruvein. Ze ore oleo sho yishimin moches soder shebetzido. Ruvein. 1 second. Ze ore olov. Shebetzid. 1 second. Sho yishimin moches soder shebetzido ruvein. Ze ore olov. U'shemeitzer lo simon emitzer kosev al soder zu meitzer ploni sheli u'micha ruvein. It's terrific. He's saying like this. The case we're speaking about like this. The field is being sold, this field, and the person, it's written in the document, the field to the right is Levi's field. And he signed on the thing. So that means when you signed, you admitted it's Levi's. So if you admitted it's Levi's, so then it's not the field that's being sold. Right, we said, if he signs in the field, Levi's selling field to Shimon, and you're a witness, you have a right to say, I signed. It's not admission because I want it to be transferred from the mafia into a regular person's ownership. What about the field that's being sold is not by the person who stole from him. But in the field, in the document it says, the field to the south was Levi's, and you signed on it. What do you sign on it? So that's an admission. It's Levi's. Because there, you're not transferring that piece of property into somebody else's domain. It's still in the difficult person's domain. So how did you sign a document? Evidently, you're admitting it's Levi's, so therefore you forfeited your claim. right? What about, this is the case. Right, but when you sign the document, you're admitting to the information, right? Now, we're talking about another case. The Reuven claims he was a victim. Now, Shimon is selling him a field, and it says to the right of the field, it's Levi's. Yeah, he's buying the field. He's buying the field. He's not signing. Reuven, who claims he's a victim, that Levi stole from him. And Shimon is selling him a field unrelated. The field that he's selling him, he's not claiming was stolen from him. But the seller identifies the field that's being sold to the person. The adjoining field is Levi's. And he buys the field. Buying that field and leaving that information in the document, is that an admission that it's Levi's, and he should forfeit it? That's the question. Yeah? No. What? No, he didn't sign. He's the buyer. He's the purchaser. But the seller identified the field that he's selling him. Purchase to the north is Levi's field. And he's buying the field. Well, if you're buying the field and the information says it's Levi's, that means you admitted it's Levi's. Is that admission? So, no, it's not admission. Because, look, I wanted to buy the field. So how much? That's the way he's selling the field. Right? That's what he says. He says, because if I wouldn't accept the text of the document, now he wouldn't sell me the field. The man says, look, I have to be clear which field I'm selling you. So therefore I have to give all the identifying information. And I want to buy the field. So therefore, why did I remain silent? I remained silent because of what? Because I wanted the field. There we're talking about he signed. Who told you to sign on the document? Right? You want to be a witness. But being a witness means you're admitting that the field is Levi's. You shouldn't have signed. What about I want to buy the field? And the seller chose to call the field, adjoining the field, Levi's. If I would have told him, I don't want that in the field, and he said, then I'm not selling you the field. The seller said, I'm not selling it to you. So therefore, he's forced to accept the field. He's to remain silent. Smart says, yes, hear this. He says, isloch lememer. He says, so what can you say? He said, lemimsar mudo. You know what he should have done? He should have gone before two witnesses and says, I'm making a disclaimer that although I'm buying the field where in the information document says to the north is Levi's, it's not true. So there you're going on record that it's not true. Meaning, the seller wants the information in the field because he wants to be clear which field he's selling you. So he needs that, but you by accepting it, it's an admission. No. So he says, if it's not an admission, so why you should have gone before and says, this document I was forced to accept it to get information because he wouldn't have sold to me otherwise. The buyer should say that. Why did he say it? Since you could have said it, you didn't. Evidently, it should be considered admission. Right? So the Marian says, you know why? He couldn't have done it. Because that's troubles. Why is that trouble? Because chavri islay. Because you know what? Because ultimately, he doesn't want word to get out that he's going to have a claim against the side field. You know? Because the sellers say, you know something? You can create all kinds of problems for me. You know, I don't want problems. The man wants the field. If word gets out that he's starting to make problems, the man's not selling him the field. And also the neighbor says, oh, you know something, you're accusing me, you claim you. He wants everything to be on the QT, the buyer. Therefore, he doesn't have the option of making a disclaimer because ultimately word will get out. No, so therefore the seller says, you're going to make me trouble. I'm not selling you the field. You want the field, I'll sell the way I'm identifying it. Right? You don't like the way I'm identifying it, so don't buy the field. If the buyer would say to the seller, I want you to alter the information in the field, he says, I'm not altering it. This is the text because I want to make clear which field I'm selling you. And since my neighbor to the right is Levi, that's the identifying factor. He said, but I got a problem. So don't buy the field. That's what the seller say to the buyer. So he has to keep quiet. So the question is, but he has a way that he should at least go to witnesses quietly and say, by the way, you know something? The field to the right is what? Therefore, it's a problem. What happened? Where's going to get out? We'll get back to the seller before the deal is done. And say something, I'm not doing the deal. So therefore, he has no choice but to remain quiet. So therefore, buying it with that information is not an admission that it's Levi's. Okay, good. No, it's in the document of sale. Sure, I'm selling you. Today we have an address. Number so-and-so, that's the... What if somebody's selling a person a lot? Right? So you have to identify, where's the lot? The lot has no address. Right? So you say the lot to the north, that belongs to Levi. It's recorded in the land office, it's Levi's. Okay? But if you got title insurance, you go after Levi and show that it's not Levi's. Right. Right, okay. A new story. How the osen simen la'acher ir v'shochiv. Yeah, what happened? A person who used it, he identified the field for a third party. Yeah? Meaning, Ahu the osa simen la'acher. Ir v'shochiv. That's the case where we say if you go and you sign on a document where this document used the field to sell to a third party. You're not the buyer. So you say, why did you sell it? So we say the signing is an admission that it is Levi's, right? V'shochiv, hear this? And he died. The one who originally made the claim. Okay? The witness, v'ukim abitropo. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Wait, he made a claim before he died, and now the heirs, the one who died was the one who the claim was against. Yeah? No. The one who signed died. Right? Now, they appointed, he left over orphans, right? And they appointed a what? An administrator. Now, the administrator comes, and he wants to make a claim for the children that he's responsible for. Amalei Abayis. Abayis says to the administrator, the executive of the court, no, that he signed on that document, the father forfeited it. So therefore, the kids have no claim to the field. Right? That's what Abayis said to him. Right? Because the father signed the document where that field was identified as Levi's field. Signing on that document says what? That's an admission. Omar, he says, if the father of the children would have been alive, he would have said, second. Look, let's see, he says the field to the south or to north was Levi's, signed on it. Now, the question is, how much of the field? A field is minimally one row. So, he could say, everything to the south up could go till there. So how much am I admitting is Levi's? Is it the full field or it's only Telem Echad? Right? That's what he could say. I'm not admitting the whole field. To the south, good. That's what he's saying. He's saying if the father will be alive, Ihava Abu Kayum, Haviton v'om Telem Echad asisi loch. Oma le Shabbat Kamri, Domri bo Imtoan, Oma Telem Echad asisi loch Nemon. You hear this? So then, if he would say that, he's believed. If the father doesn't forfeit it, let's say he would have come back with a claim. When I signed, I only admitted that one strip was Levi's, but the thing is 20 acres. So 20 acres minus a strip is mine. 1 strip is Levi's. Because we want to know what exactly did he admit. So he says, Zil havle mios telem echod. Have yolov richba de dikli. On that piece of strip of land, there were a row of palm trees. Omalei hava bun kayim haviton vama chazarti lokachti mimenu. If the father would be alive, he says, you know something? He repurchased the palm trees from him. What does it mean? He repurchased it. Sure, it's the la'achar shosisi simin bishmo. Neman da pesha osu pesha itir. Achshi she'ed mishoy shalo v'nigzlei meno ein zeh schus v'osu telem el al piv zeh she'osu simin la'achar v'mlekachti. This ain't terrific. The family brought witnesses, it's their fathers. But if you have Hodos Baldin, if a person makes a admission, let's say 2 people say somebody's owed money, and he makes an admission that he doesn't owe him, that so-and-so doesn't owe him money. So you can have all the witnesses in the world. If I say he doesn't know, right? So listen to what the story says. He signed a document, which is the admission that so-and-so, it's so-and-so's land. The family brought witnesses, it was their fathers. So the court says, it's irrelevant what your family says. But your father signed, he admitted it's not his. But let's say the father says, I repurchased it. Right? Repurchased it. So he says, because since you have, the witness is saying it belongs to Levi. It belongs to the person who signed. So those witnesses, if you wouldn't have the signature, right? Levi has no proof it's his. Right. Levi has no proof it's his. Right? So now, and the father, so if the father himself comes with a claim and says, the field you have is mine. They said, but you signed on it. Let's say he would say, I repurchased it from you. He would be believed. Why would he be believed? Because he has witnesses, it's his. The only reason witnesses have no value is because he says, it's his. But now, what about if he says, now I repurchased it? So it's not a contradiction anymore. It's true. I sold it, but I repurchased it. He says, if you appoint an administrator to the court, you have to appoint an administrator, executive, who knows exactly all the ins and outs. Because normally you would say he forfeited, but if he keeps coming up with a claim, I would have this, what, when, he'll be able to actually maximize on the rights of the orphans.